Good morning, my friends, and happy Friday. I hope you've had a really great week, and I hope you're ready for a really great weekend as well. So I wanted to talk today about the word discipline because I think sometimes this comes across as a bit of a dirty word or something that we don't want in our lives, or maybe it has some sort of negative connotation to us. And so I wanted to explore the topic around, does discipline actually create freedom for ourselves, or is it a constricting thing to have in our lives? And it's really interesting because a lot of people have told me in my life and even now and in the past that I'm really disciplined. And I used to really resist that because I'm like, I don't want to be disciplined. That just sounds really boring and just not fun. So I resisted it for a long time, and I'm really learning to embrace the concept of discipline in my life and embracing all the opportunities and gifts that it brings me. So, it's one of those things where does discipline, is it a punishment? Is it restrictive? Does it make us do something we don't want to do? Or is it allowing us to do all the things that we do want to do? So it's kind of this interesting conversation to have. And, as I always do whenever I think about things, I do a lot of Googling and just want to do a little bit of research into it and just kind of see what other people are saying about it and what other ideas come up for me when I look at other stories or listen to other podcasts around this topic. And I was reading, I happened upon this Huffington Post article from a few years ago. I'll put the link in later. But basically it was saying that thousands of years ago, the sages of ancient India formulated the Dharma Code, which is a system for making enlightened choices in everyday life. And the fourth Dharma principle is discipline. And what they referred to as discipline and how they defined discipline was the focused effort that leads to personal transformation. So the focused effort that leads to personal transformation. And I really love this definition because it talks about some really positive things. The way I look at personal transformation is that it's about reaching our goals. It's about getting what we desire. It's about creating the life that we want. It's about up-leveling ourselves, up-leveling our careers, up-leveling our relationships, up-leveling our health. So personal transformation can lead to so many amazing things in our life. It can lead us to feeling good about our choices and all the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis. It can have us feeling in alignment with ourselves and with who we truly are. It's really about having a deep inner knowing that what we're doing is really meant for us and it's the right thing for us. So that's kind of how I look at personal transformation. Now, the other part of this Dharma principle of discipline is the focused effort piece. And what does this mean? What does focused effort look like? I look at it as it's about creating structures in our life that will help us bring about the personal transformation. And a lot of times people will think, oh, structures, that's too constricting. Oh, that just sounds controlling. Who wants to create structures in their life? Like it just sounds boring and I don't know, just kind of, again, very constricting. And I want to offer to you that no, it's not. Structures actually do the opposite in our life. They provide us a way of doing things. They're a mental construct for organizing our brains and all the thoughts that go in it. So there's lots of thoughts going in our heads and there's lots of chaos in our life, and creating structure in our life actually helps put some of those thoughts to rest and organize some of the chaos that we have in our life. So for me personally, I am an organized person, and when I'm organized, when things are put away in my office or when the kitchen's cleaned up or when things feel really organized in my head, then I feel really calm, I feel way less anxious, and I feel energized and ready to do things in my life. So for me, structure is really critical and really important to have. Because when I'm in that chaotic state of feeling disorganized, or my thoughts are just running around, or the house is dirty, or my car is messy, I start feeling really overwhelmed. I start feeling anxious. I want to shut down. It often leads to self-doubt. It often leads to feeling frustrated. It often leads to being irritable. and feeling resentful. And those are obviously all things that I don't want to do, or I don't want to feel those things. So structures really provide us a way to act, and they help in the formation of creating and keeping habits. So you've heard me talk about habits and creating habits, and structures are all about supporting the habits that we want in our lives. So again, these habits are a way of acting and behaving that lead toward a way of being. So when we have a certain way of being every day, when we follow the structures we've created for ourselves, when we have a discipline of how we are, this leads to a really disciplined approach to doing things. And a disciplined approach to doing things leads to personal transformation. So you see what I'm saying? Like, all these things are connected. So let's just break it down by looking at a pretty simple example. So say you want to start going to the gym because, you want to lose weight. Okay, that's like a lot of people have this kind of goal. So the focused effort for this is creating structure around this goal. So maybe it's getting things ready the night before into your gym bag. It's having a gym buddy maybe. It's creating a habit tracker that you can check off every day. It's purchasing a fitness program that you follow, or maybe it's hiring a fitness coach. Maybe it's writing down your goal weight somewhere and looking at it all the time. So, that could be your focused effort, and that could be your structure. Then the transformation happens in the form of weight loss. So this is the physical transformation that happens to you when you start going to the gym and being really committed to that. But where the bigger and arguably more important transformation will occur? It will occur in your confidence, in the way that you carry yourself, in your self-belief that you can actually reach a goal and do something really good for yourself. You will actually transform the type of person that you are. You will become a person who is healthy, a person who has the discipline to get up every morning and go to the gym, even on days when you may not feel like it. So that's the other thing that discipline and structure and habit do. They facilitate action even when we don't feel like it, even when we feel unmotivated. And let's face it, most of the time we're not motivated. We don't feel motivated most of the time, especially things that are hard or uncomfortable or wake us up early. I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I don't always feel motivated to go to the gym. In fact, most days I don't feel motivated, but I know that I've set up the structure. I'm committed to the habit, and I'm committed to the discipline, and I go and do it because I know that it's going to make me feel better. But I'm not necessarily motivated to do it. I think if we waited around until we felt motivated all the time, we probably wouldn't do a lot, because it's not about motivation. It's about the discipline and the habits and the structure that we create. So if we don't introduce this discipline in our lives, we outsource our behavior to the whims of our moods. So again, if we're feeling tired, or we're just feeling a bit cranky, or we're feeling a bit down, we outsource all that if we don't have the structure in our life. We just outsource everything to the way that our moods are, and maybe the environment around us, or maybe what someone else says to us that day. We outsource all that. So let's not do that. Like, why would you want to outsource how you do things and how you act and how your day goes to others, or even to your own, internal mood? Let's not outsource that. Let's gain control of our own lives, and discipline helps us do that. So I really firmly believe that we all have agency over our own lives, and a disciplined approach to things will help us to achieve that agency. So another thing that I read was about Stephen Covey. So he's the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He says that most people equate discipline with an absence of freedom. In fact, the opposite is true. Only the disciplined are truly free. The undisciplined are slaves to moods, appetites, and passions. That's really, really good. He also goes on to say that discipline generates great freedom in our life, allowing us to manifest our purpose. So let me repeat that again. He says that discipline generates great freedom in our life, allowing us to manifest our purpose. Wow. So according to one of the most well-known experts in business and personal development, and one of the world's best-selling authors of all time, discipline allows us to manifest our purpose. That's really amazing, because we're all looking for purpose. We're all looking for, what are we here for? What are we here to do? What's the meaning of life? So discipline allows us to really enable that purpose in our own lives, which is really amazing. So that leads me to the most important part in all this. In order to obtain personal transformation and commit to focused effort, we really need to be in tune with our why. So again, it's not about the motivation per se, it's about our why. Why are we wanting to do this? So you've heard me talk about this before. Our why is our purpose, and discipline can help us manifest our why and our purpose, according to Stephen Covey. And I really, really believe that. So we need to keep going back to why we want something. So back to that gym example, like, why do you want to go to the gym? Why is losing weight important to you? Is it because you want to feel good about yourself? Is it because you're going to a reunion and you want to be able to fit into that dress that you bought a couple of years ago? Is it because you want to strengthen your self-confidence? Is it because you want to get healthy? Is it because you want to have energy for your job? Is it because you want to model good behavior for your kids? Or is it because you know that being a healthy weight is a key to strong immune system and living well for the rest of your life? Whatever that why is for you, and it doesn't matter what it is because it's just your own personal why, tapping into that is the most critical, important thing, because that's really what's going to get you into that focused effort and really committing to that discipline and those structures that you set in your life. So another interesting thing when I was Googling the etymology of the word discipline, I found out that the Latin etymology of the word comes from the word discipulus, which means pupil, which is really interesting to me. And I really love that because to me, it means becoming a pupil of ourselves. So it means tapping into learning more about ourselves, what drives our why, and creating structures and habits and discipline in our lives provides us with new ways of looking at ourselves. We're always going to be learning about ourselves. And learning about what's important to us and determining why we want to do this and showing us what we're capable of. So I think that's really, really cool. And so I love that other definition as well, that it's about being a pupil of our own inner knowing. So being pupils of ourselves, being aware of how we respond to things, being aware of how we respond to the world, really looking to create a better version of ourselves and learning about how to do that and what that means to us. Learning new and different things about our minds, about our bodies, about our spirituality. I really believe this is the best gift that we can give ourselves. So those are my thoughts about discipline and creating structures. And as you can tell, I really believe that they lead to freedom and they lead to us reaching our goals and personally transforming our lives in whatever way that means to us. So hopefully this helped you. And if you have any other suggestions or any other feedback or comments about what discipline might mean to you or how you create structures in your life and how you commit to discipline in your life, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you're looking for help, this is one of the ways that I help my clients is I help them create structures in their lives so that they can actually organize some of the chaos, whether it's in their heads, whether it's in their homes, in their relationships, in their health. But it's all about creating some structure and tapping into what's most important to them. So if you're looking for that personal transformation, if you're looking for help on how to get more disciplined and how to set up some structures, and most importantly, if you're looking for help on tapping into your purpose and your why, please reach out. I do free consults where we talk about that and how I can help you and what my process is, and just really asking questions about what you're looking for. So, there's no obligation. It's really easy just to chat with me. And if you've been considering life coaching, if you've been considering, what can I do this year for myself, this might be a really great gift for you. So I look forward to hearing from you. And you can always follow me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. And I love to hear from people and what their thoughts are. And so just hopefully you can just reach out and let me know what your thoughts are. I'm wishing you a really wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.